most decorated high school cross-country runners, Lauren Pang, kind of getting to the end of her career at Oklahoma State. But boy, do we remember seeing her run so often as a force, as a high school runner.
Well, Lauren Ping's wearing hip 1 for the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Grace Maroney of Utah wearing hip 3. And from Oregon, wearing hip 4, Alora Markow, the sophomore. Oklahoma State in wearing hips 5 and 6. Aubrey O'Connell be hip 5. And hip 6 is Maddie Serber. Oregon State's lone entrant in the third heat, wearing hip 7, Abigail Perdier. Wearing hip 8, Kaylee Politza, also representing the Cowboys. Also representing Oklahoma State, hip 9, Mandeep Sangha. And hip number 10 from Oklahoma State is Cameron McConnell. Cameron McConnell's 4:17 personal best. And as we look ahead, Riley Penn pacing ideally through about 1,100 meters, 69 seconds, the target pace. So Penn on the outside. And Marco of Oregon shuffling into the middle. Penn really doing a nice job of easing her way to the front as to not get too big of a lead on the field, running on the outside of lane 1 there. Well done. Often the excitement of a rabbiting pace job takes you out a little too quick, but Penn does a great job of getting straight to the front. And she's stalked by 3-4 Cowboys as Politza on the outside of Penn's shoulders. They approach 300 meters in just over 50 seconds. So going to try and keep a nice, even 69-second pace from Riley Penn. Politza, Serber, Sangha, and Ping, the 4 Cowboys that are right there in the mix. And they come through, and it is right about 69 seconds, so Penn doing a really nice job of getting out there, stringing this thing out a little bit, but making sure everyone's still able to hang on to the pace, keeping things nice and even. Politza right there on Penn's outside shoulder.
And looks quite comfortable.
On the rail.
Looks comfortable there in second place. With that last race, we saw a coterie of Oregon State runners. This race, we're going to see the coterie of Oklahoma State middle distance.
And they're all in the mix here. 5 in the top 5 right now when looking at all the athletes behind the pacemaker. So Penn takes them through. It's a 71-second 400 there, so she's got to pick up a little bit to try and wind things up, but Penn doing a nice job of stringing things out, and now starting to see a bit of a breakaway from the top 4. Politza in second, Serber stinking in there on the rail, Sangha and Ping.
This is over distance for Politza to some degree. She's an accomplished 800-meter runner. She's a 2:02 800-meter runner, 4th at the Big 12 Championship. She qualified for the NCAA's indoors, and Virginia Beach ran 2:02.69 there. Just missed out on making the final of the 800, but she is a really solid 800-meter runner, and moving up a little bit just to, this is the time of year to do it. But interesting to see how she does here in this final lap. She certainly has the leg speed. She runs on the Cowboys 4x4, but can she hold off her more seasoned 1,500-meter runner teammates?
Well, Politza will take the bell, but she's right with a slew of Cowboys, with Serber in second, Sangha right there in third, Lauren Ping in fourth, and a big move on that last lap. Here's Grace Maroney running 68 seconds to pull in. She's going to try and go around Ping down the back stretch. And it's Politza and Serber. Serber trying to chase the 800-meter specialist in Politza. 200 to go.
And this will be a kind of a fascinating finish, but Politza looks full of run. She looks very confident here coming into the home straight. She certainly has that leg speed.
Kaylee Politza, Serber in second, Sanga third. Politza storming away down the home stretch and going to set a huge personal best. It's Kaylee Politza running away with this one in heat 3 of the women's 1500. 4:14.23 officially. Top 20 time in the NCAA. Serber runs 4:16, Sanga 4:18. And Politza, absolutely no fear there, Tom. Just out with the pace and sitting on the outside, just waiting for Penn to go off, and then she took charge and went for it.
Here's what's impressive about that race. Politza finished in 63 seconds. For somebody that's not, a terribly experienced 1,500-meter runner, that was a really, really tough last lap that she ran. And as you can see now, with Penn stepping off, Politza took it right from the time that Penn stopped setting the pace. And then look at the turnover down the home straight here. She's a powerful runner. And Dave Smith may be thinking, hey, you know what? Yeah, she's good at the 800, but we may have found ourselves a really good 1,500-meter runner, too.
Well, and having run 4:41 indoors this year shows that there's a lot of potential in the 1,500, 800-meter runners. That 109 meters makes a lot of difference when you're a bit of a novice in the event, and Politza able to come out and far best what that mile performance was, running 4:14.23, bringing home the victory at the Oregon Open in the women's 1,500. Her teammates Serber, Sanga, and Ping all going 1 through 4. Grace